Welcome back to the show, everybody. Just wanted to let you know that we're actually working on a larger scale project at the moment. Unfortunately, it's not quite done yet. Still got some editing to do on that one. So today we decided we would actually throw up a clip that we shot for our Instagram page at FR Motor Show over there, by the way, for all those who are interested. But without further ado, here's the clip. So guys, Andrew on Instagram asks, would we rather have the McLaren 720S or the Porsche GT3 RS? So I want to go down the line here and get your guys' takes. Which one would you rather have? Silver platter. Joe, why don't we start with you?
Well, let's see. Two supercars. They are classified as supercars, yes?
Yes.
Yes. Let's say yes. I don't know.
Yes.
You know, probably the GT3 RS.
Okay.
Probably, it's, you know, even though Porsches are basically fast VW Beetles.
As mentioned previously, yes.
You know what? It's probably a little bit smaller and easier to handle around.
It's also probably, yeah, I think driving that around the city would be
Just a little
bit
that
more
big better. But the McLaren looks better.
Oh, you think so?
Yes.
Interesting.
So drivability, Porsche. But I like the look of the McLaren.
A little less loosey-goosey.
Yeah.
Maybe. But we don't know. I don't know. Have you driven many McLarens, Joe? Please tell me
You
your
know
thoughts.
what? I have yet to drive a McLaren. That's one thing I haven't driven yet.
So what do you got? I'll start with you, Leo. So which one would you rather have?
Okay, well, I like them both. The McLaren is obviously more expensive, faster, more horsepower and all that. But you know what? I'm going to choose the McLaren. The reason behind my choice is even though I love the 911 and the GT3 RS is a very fast car and it is a supercar, to somebody who doesn't know supercars, it's a 911. They see it on the road, they're going to realize
It's less flashy.
A normal, quote unquote, 911, but it's not spectacular. You see a McLaren on the road, it's more exotic. You know what you don't necessarily know what it is, but it's clearly not just a normal car.
That is true. The Porsche is less flashy.
So I'd choose the McLaren simply because to me it seems more special to have.
Okay.
And plus it's faster,
Ooh.
but it is more expensive. So McLaren.
Right.
Andrés.
Maestro.
Well, neither of these cars are really my style. I'm not a big fan of supercars or GT style Mach GT cars, essentially.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
What Andres is saying is he likes slow cars.
Well, no. What Andres is saying is he doesn't like anything that's not Mercedes.
Oh, right.
That's what he's saying. It's not Mercedes
Joe,
enough for him.
The Porsche 911 is one of my all-time favorite cars. So because of that, I would pick the 911 strictly because it is a 911 and I'm not the biggest fan of McLarens.
Okay, well, there we go.
Hey, would you look at that?
All right, Peter, what's your pick?
Okay, I think this is super petty. First of all, the McLaren, it should be pointed out, McLaren is considered kind of a higher tier brand when it comes to performance vehicles. Although the particular McLaren we're talking about is more of a mid-tier thing than the Porsche we're talking about was like one of their,
It's like their
best
high-end
performing,
car, right?
one of their best performing cars. So there's that to consider. But I think I'm going to go with the McLaren for the stupid fact that I can't stand the fact that the Porsche has a mustache.
Oh yeah, that little thing on the front.
Yeah, I don't like that.
It's too thin. It's too French. It's too not German enough.
Exactly. Yeah. So I'm going to take the McLaren for that reason.
You know, that's a wonderful reason not to choose it. Not to choose it.
There we go. Hey, I got another question for you guys. Also from Andrew. Special thanks to Andrew for sending me these questions. Okay. He wants us to tackle the age-old question of BMW versus Mercedes.
I think Andrés should start this one off.
I think that's wise.
Can I say something controversial? Actually, you know what? We'll let Andres.
Go ahead.
We'll let Andres.
That's a tough choice because I like both of them, and I'm just a fan of German car makers in general. But I would say Mercedes has made more of my favorite cars.
Shocker.
BMW has. I mean, just to name a couple of the Mercedes, I mean, there's obviously the Gullwing SL, and then there's the R107 SL from the 1970s and 80s, which is like personally my all-time favorite Mercedes just because it's like the ultimate rich guy car, really. They had their 300 class, the CE, the 300E. They had briefly straight six engines to rival the BMW 3 Series, and they were like kind of stupid fast for the market that they were, meant for. And so those are they kind of look like old Mercedes, but they're there's a lot under the hood that they have. Now BMW currently makes the M8, which is like right now another one of my favorite cars. So I mean, it's kind of a toss up.
Okay, but pick one.
You have to pick one. You can't pick both. You have to pick one.
Then I would pick Mercedes because
Okay,
just on the pure fact that
you know what,
made more cars that I like than BMW has.
And absolutely nobody saw that coming.
Andrés, by the way, has owned two Mercedes. His first car, correct me if I'm wrong here, your first car was a Mercedes, and your second car was also a Mercedes.
Yes.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Actually, hey, Andrés, I have a question for you. So how do you measure how much oil leaks out of your Mercedes? By ounces or by milliliters?
My Mercedes doesn't leak that much oil.
It leaks oil. Hey, Andrés, Hey, Andrés, I would like to point out the fact that your Mercedes leaks more oil than my Ford truck.
No. Joe. It leaked much less oil than your first truck did, Joe.
Hey, you know what? It's not my fault. The man who replaced the oil pan gasket was a dingus.
My car drove across the country, back and forth, okay? Until one of your Ford trucks does that without a major problem, call me.
Well, you know what? I hate to break it to you. The truck I currently own leaks no oil. And I currently have I put enough miles on it to drive around the country twice.
Which one of the two Mercedes that you've owned, which one do you prefer more?
They were both fun. I had a SLK 230 first.
And then the lipstick mobile, which he currently owns.
The lipstick mobile? Why is it? Is it because it's the color of lipstick?
You know what we're going to have to...
Old lady's car, that's fine.
Oh.
No. You know what we're going to have to do? We're going to have to buy a sticker now and put that on his car.
I guess so.
It's just going to have to happen.
Now I have a 2006 C230 Sport, which was the last production C230 with the 2.5 liter V6.
Ooh. Oh, that's the engine that leaks a lot of oil, right?
It doesn't leak a lot of oil.
Hey, Andrés.
Hey, Andrés, I got a question for you. What type of person did you buy from?
I bought it from the best person you can possibly buy a used car. An old lady who barely drove it and kept it in mint condition.
You know what? You're not wrong. That's a really good point. I think I'm glad you brought that up. That is true.
Yes, actually, we should do an episode on what type of person
to
buy a car from.
That would be a great episode.
Future ideas coming at you.
There we go.
Genius.
Okay.
All right. We should move on because this was a major sidetrack.
Well, that was fantastic.
I just had an honest question for you, Andrés. But hey, you know what?
Okay.
So Leo, I guess it's your turn.
Yeah, Leo.
Mercedes or BMW?
Okay, so I'm going to go the complete opposite direction from Andrés. I think that BMW has made more cars I like than Mercedes. Mercedes, to me, seems more like a company that makes luxury kind of big cars. And yeah, I get that. But they don't look as nice as BMWs. On average, like the C-Class, the Mercedes C-Class versus the 3 Series, the BMW 3 Series just look way better.
Have you guys seen the new, we talked about this though, I will just say the new BMWs, the grille's getting kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, they're getting larger and larger.
Yes, but only on certain cars. True. Like the 3 Series still is okay. Especially my favorite car from BMW from all time is always going to be the M3. The M8, like Andrés mentioned earlier, is a fantastic looking car, and from my understanding, it has great performance. So I'm going to go with BMW simply because Mercedes to me just seem too businessman-esque. They're not sporty cars to me. Now, don't get me wrong, they make the S-Class, which I love, the SLKs they used to make and all that. Those are cool looking cars, but they don't make as many of those as BMW's 3 Series looks way more sporty.
And their
way
AM
better.
and the AMG GT.
Okay, yeah, they have that, but it's still, their AMGs don't look.
So what you're saying is BMW.
So you like BMW?
You go for summing that up.
All right, Joe.
All right.
Are you taking Mercedes or BMW? Who's your favorite?
You know what? Neither.
Shocker.
Yeah, I know.
Well,
See,
pick
I
one,
have.
Joe.
There is a fundamentally thing wrong with newer German cars.
Oh, what's that?
Is that the moment? How long does a car's warranty usually expire if you buy from the dealership? 5, 6, maybe like 8 years.
100,000, I would think.
Or 100, like usually 100,000 miles. So the problem with German cars is the moment the warranty expires, literally the next day, everything will be wrong with it.
Hey, I just wanted to make sure our viewers know that Joe has never owned a German car, and I've owned 2 that are way past warranty, and I have driven said cars many, many miles.
Andres, what exactly happened to your first one? I forget.
Nothing. I just got tired of it.
Oh, well, shoot, that's not a good enough reason to sell a car.
Yeah, Joe, what happened to your first car?
The transmission had a lot of miles on it, and it kind of decided it wasn't going to work anymore.
Oh, yeah.
They tend to do that.
Yeah, well, hey, you know what? That happens when you use a truck to its potential, is you put a lot of strain on certain parts, and they kind of break.
Wait, Joe.
Hey, what?
What are you doing on a daily average with your truck?
Okay, this
This is turning into a debate on who had
Well,
the
no,
better...
we're not really discussing which is our favorite company. We're just crapping on each other's cars,
yes.
pretty much.
Okay.
But you know what?
Pick one.
Probably Mercedes, just for the fact that everybody,
After all of that, he comes in.
everybody who drives a BMW. This goes for Mercedes too, but Mercedes are less inclined to do this.
Okay.
Is if there is a BMW like next to me,
Yeah.
he will proceed to cut me off without using his turn signal, and then speed off.
Better than slowing down. I hate it when that happens.
Yeah, I guess I don't know, but no, BMW drivers.
You don't like them.
It's not that I don't like them; they're dicks who don't
So
use
you
their
don't
turn
like it?
who don't use their turn
I
signals.
failed to see the difference here.
I don't know.
Okay,
So that's the fundamental problem.
Joe-
So for that pure fact, Mercedes. Although Mercedes drivers do this too, but in less proportions.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? If you own a BMW and you use their turn signal, send in a little video to our Instagram.
Yeah.
I wanna know. Is there anybody who legit uses a turn signal on a BMW?
I guess
Where
we'll
is
have
this
to,
rare
I
breed?
guess we'll have to find out. Okay, I'm going to end us off here. I'll be brief. I think it's called the E31 8 Series. I could be wrong on that. I'm not super knowledgeable about BMWs. The BMW M1 and the i8, I mean, those are some pretty dope cars. And not to mention, the 80s and 90s M3s I really like. So I'm going to go with BMW.
And you know what, Peter? That's fair.
Okay, well, there we go.